Namaste everyone. Today's topic is Abdul in the garden, class 4 AVS. We know that all plants have roots, and here in the picture we find the grass plants. We think that the grass plant is useless and something it's of no use, and we bring the grass cutter and we try to cut the grass, isn't it? It is only that we are cutting the grass from the top, but the roots are present below the soil. And after some days, again the grass plants start growing. And it's a wonderful thing that if we just plant one grass plant, it spreads. It's like a runner, isn't it? One plant gives rise to many plants, and if you want to pull up the grass plant, we can only pull up the leaves, but the roots cannot be taken it out. But in order to pull out the grass plant along with the roots, we need to dig it out. So we can say that the roots of the grass plant are very strong. They grow deep into the soil. All of us need water, air and sunlight to grow, isn't it? Now can we stop our breath for 2 minutes? No, we can't. It looks as if we are not doing anything, but the lungs are working, the hearts are learning, all the parts of our body are working. But for all the parts to work, we need water and we need the sunlight also. If we are not exposed to the sunlight, we feel too weak and too lazy, isn't it? And if we do not take in water, what happens? Our body gets dehydrated. So here the plants are also living things. They need air, water and sunlight to grow. Now here we need legs to walk, isn't it? And the weight of our body is held by our legs. So in the same way, the roots, they spread into the ground to absorb the water and to hold the plant firmly to the ground. See what a wonderful creation, isn't it? So what is the function of the root? The roots absorb the water and minerals from the soil for the plant to grow. Only if the roots are supplied with the water and sufficient minerals from the soil, we find a beautiful plant with flowers and the fruit and that which we take in for our survival. Let's take our example, children. Here, when the babies start walking, they need the support of some elders. And here also the climbers. The name itself enables us to understand that they cannot stand on their own. So they need the support of a tree or a stick or something else. And like the grapevine and the bee plant. Yes, once it gets the support, it starts climbing and climbing and the stem becomes stronger and it gives rise to the leaves, fruit, that which we eat to become stronger and stronger. In our daily life, we eat the different parts of the stem. For example, the stem part, we like this ganna, isn't it? A sugar cane, that is the stem part that we are eating. Then the root, like the root part, like the carrot, turnip, beetroot, sweet potato, and the leaf part, that is the spinach and different other leafy vegetables. The seeds such as the peas, then the flowers like the banana flowers that are rich in vitamins, and that every person cannot cook the banana flower because it is very rare for us to get, but the moment we find it in the market, please do purchase and ask your parents to cook it so that the family members, all the family members will get the sufficient nutrients. And the fruit, see, such a wonderful fruit like the coconut. It is hard from outside but very, very sweet from inside, and the purest water that we get from the coconut. So we eat the stem, root, leaves, seeds, flower and fruit of a plant. See how the plant is useful to us, isn't it? Now here we have a special type of tree called the banyan tree. Now in our school we have it in our playground, isn't it? And sometimes during summer we have our assembly under the banyan tree, isn't it? Now here we find the leaves, we find the roots hanging from the branches. It shows that it gives extra support to the tree because the banyan tree is very large. It spreads to a wide range of area, and in order to give the extra support, the roots grow under the ground like other trees. But it also has the extra supporting roots. These roots are called as the prop roots. And whenever we find a banyan tree, we feel like sitting under its shade. And usually children, they catch hold of the prop roots and swing, and they enjoy. Especially we find these banyan trees in large number in the defense areas. So the banyan tree is special because it has roots grow down from its branches. It also has roots that grow under the ground like other trees. We find that sometimes some big trees also fall down. What may be the reason? The reason may be due to strong winds, floods, and when the tree is sick or very old. What happens is, all the trees have roots to hold the plant or the tree very firmly, isn't it? When the tree is too old also, or when the roots do not get sufficient water from the ground, then there is a chance for even the strong trees to fall down. So here big and small trees fall down sometimes due to strong winds, floods, and when the tree is sick or very old. It is not only the big and the strong trees, but all types of trees, if the roots are weak, they fall down. Now here is another special type of tree. This is called as the desert oak tree. See, we find very few leaves for this desert oak tree, but the branches are spread very widely. See, such a huge tree, isn't it? It is spread far and wide, and in the same manner the roots also grow below the soil in such a manner that they will not stop till it finds the water. The moment it finds the water, the roots absorb the water and it conducts it to the stem and the other parts of the tree. Let's learn something else about this tree, the desert oak tree. The desert oak tree is a tree. It is found in Australia. Okay, as I told you, it grows very, very tall, but it has very few leaves. But it goes deep into the ground, and the roots also spread far and wide. And just imagine if some of these trees are planted in a row, and when these grow into a very huge trees, it looks like the Great Wall of China, isn't it? Now here the roots grow deep into the ground till they reach water. And what do they do with this water? They store in the tree trunk, like how the camel will store the fat in its hump, isn't it? So here the roots absorb the water and it stores it in the tree trunk. And whenever there is no water in the desert or shortage of water, what do the local people do? They put thin pipes into the trunk of the tree to drink its water. And sometimes they use some modern technology to bring out the water and collect and take it to their houses. But here in the deserts, they need water, maximum water to drink only. Okay, so once again, the desert oak tree is found in Australia, and it grows almost very large, but it has very few leaves. See, because it needs the sunlight, isn't it? Only when the sunlight, water and air is available, the tree grows. That's the reason God has created it in such a manner that there are very few leaves. Now, what do the roots do? They go deep into the ground till they reach the water from all directions, right side, left side, front, back, sideways and all. And once they reach the water, what they do? They start absorbing the water and store it in the tree trunk. And when people knew that this strategy of the water being collected in the tree trunk, they started putting a thin pipe into the trunk of the tree and drink the water and sleep under its shade and keep them fit for life using the sunlight. Sunlight we are getting free of cost, no bill. The sun does not ask us to pay the bill for the sunlight, isn't it? So air also free of cost, sunlight also free of cost. So children, what do we need to do? Early in the morning, we need to wake up at least at 5 o'clock and go out, do the jogging, expose ourselves to the sunlight, breathe in fresh air and keep us happy and healthy. Have a nice day, all of you. Have a fantastic day.